Happy Monday, March 3rd. I know. The last video, I was shocked when I uploaded it and it said it was going to be a total of 2 hours and 20 minutes. I know, but it's good though. I know a lot of people, look, not a lot of people. You either like long videos or you don't. I think it's freaking fantastic because I cover so much in it, so it's there, it's uploaded. Finishes are shown. Retreat prep is shown. Retreat footage is shown. All good. I'm looking over at you through a huge mound of fabric and threads, which I wanted to show you guys, introduce you to Live and Die LA. If you were unfamiliar. So, here you go. Live and Die LA, website, Facebook group, all the good stuff. So, yeah, I wanted to get on here and show you guys fabric and show you with some better lighting my finishes. So, let's start with the finishes. Now, I showed them in the last video, but this is mine. I can do whatever I want. Also, it's really weird waking up when like 24 hours ago, well, I was driving, but that just a few days ago, like breakfast was already pre-made for me and coffee was already ready and all my friends and stitching people were all together, and now it's like, yeah, that's all gone. That's not everyday life. Okay, so before I left, remember I told you guys about Ruby? So here is Ruby, all finished. This is called, well, Hello Ruby, available on Etsy. I forget the name of the designer, but go check that out. She was so fun to stitch, the blocks of color. So I would stand up and go shopping for frames, but I'm currently not wearing pants and it's not that kind of video. So I'll come back to you tomorrow to see if I have any frames perfect for Miss Ruby. HMS Victory. John was so excited to see that it was donezo. So it's from Heritage Classics, if anyone's looking, from the studios of Heritage Stitchcraft. I would say, hey, whoever wants to stitch it next, let me know and I'll pass the chart on to you. It is all highlighted on. But they have the Mayflower, Tall Ship, Niagara, and Frigate also in their kind of arsenal of ships. But HMS Victory, and it's funny, I know I've said this before, I think downstairs John has a statue of the captain that Horatio Nelson. So it was one of 12 ships of the line ordered to be built in 1758. Horatio Nelson, a Norfolk parson's son, was born that same year. So Nelson's Victory was launched from the Royal Dockyard, Chatham, in May of 1765. And yeah, so Horatio Nelson, John has a little statue of him downstairs, so it's funny that he's had that ever since I met him before. And then when I showed him the ship, like, hey, you know, the ship, I think you would really like. He has 3 prints in his house. that were his grandfather's that we framed up. And so now we have them in our bedroom. And so when I showed him this chart, he was like, oh my God, is that the HMS Victory? Because, you know, my little sailor dude statue? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's the captain of that cross-stitch ship. And I was like, well, shit, now I got to stitch it. So, HMS Victory, all done, aka John's ship. Look at the rigging. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love it so much. So much. So, I want to put it in a round frame. So, last time we went to dinner, hit up good old Olive Garden. No, it's not a real Italian food. I know, I'm Italian. Don't come at me. But shit, it is consistent, and it's good service, and it's always good. And we got cray-cray on some soup salad and breadsticks. So, I realized I'm still trying to get used to the whole Chandler area, you know, knowing where things are. And in the shopping center, I was like, oh, there's a Hobby Lobby. So, I'm tempted to go into the Hobby Lobby, see what round frames, if they have any, and see if maybe this is something that I frame up myself. I was going to be going up to the other house, which would then put me in the area of Michael's today, but change of plans. So I'll just have to see, but either a round frame, or I definitely want to do some sort of like really thick, large, wide, really masculine, heavy looking frame for the piece. So, and then it'll be a surprise for John. And then I'll record. So I need to update. Now with those finishes, I need to update my finishes, which I don't know if I have. I guess it's just this piece of paper that I have going on my little tiny notebook. But Ruby and the Ship will be finishes 4 and 5. If I have not messed up, and so now I'm gonna have to go back and make sure. But I'll input those. All right, so let's talk fabric that I brought back. Now, I have attended all of Valerie's Live and Dye retreats, and she always dyes for us a custom piece, and theirs is Lugana 32 count Spring Awakening 2026 custom color. Really pretty. Now, I would have picked something like a 36 count. So I am not a 32 count stitcher. However, I don't know, I feel like 28 and 32. I don't like stitching with 2 threads, and then I always forget, like, well, could I do 1/2 on 28, or do you have to do 2/2? But then does it get too bulky, and will I like it? And then it's like, okay, 32 count. Is 32 count 1/2, or is it 2/2? And what does that look like? Clearly, I just need to, like, do it in a little corner and then decide. But really love that color. So now I'm in front of my window with much better lighting than that shitty light that was hanging in my hotel room. So Faded Glory, and this was a retreat exclusive dye job, and absolutely love it. And I got 1/4 of it, And it's just so fantastic. I just love it. So, and I was telling these other ladies at the retreat, like, I just love Val's dyeing end result. Because, like, yes, it has, like, that model tie-dye look, but it just is, like, so fluid and like oil look. I don't know. It's just how the colors, she's able to get the colors to melt into each other, and it's fantastic. This is Betsy Ross Linen 36. And here's this cut. So I would definitely say same colors, but much, much more muted. And yeah. And I opened up pieces. I pulled a couple fabrics and then opened them up to see, you know, like, not all of them obvious. All modeled fabric clearly is different, so I wanted to open it up and see what, like, if there were more like distinct colors, like where. But I think it's fantastic, and was enabled to soon purchase this chart. Let me bring it up. Etsy, you're making me sign in. No, I don't want to sign in. I just want to. I have to sign in because otherwise I'll try to type it in and I don't remember the name. Okay, Heart Sampler. It's from Bad Vibes Only Shop on Etsy. And there you go. So, loving this. I do like the reds. Freaking fantastic. So, yeah. So, you can see Bad Vibes Only Shop. So, that. And I was thinking doing that maybe on the Betsy. I'm not sure. Because I do love doing it in the reds. I think it's super striking. I would not do it on like the pink background fabric. So I will need to purchase it, pull the reds, and do a floss toss. But because there is so much going on, then maybe Betsy is not the right fabric to go for. Also got a Beyond the Sea. This is 25 yards. Gorgeous greens and blues. So I'll have to find something perfect for that. All right. So given what I purchased for myself, now I have to keep this stuff separate. This, which encompasses all of this and all of this, fabric and threads. So I'm going to show you a little preview of what will be coming, and clearly if you didn't watch the past video where I gave you a heads up of saying, hey, when you're probably watching this, those fabrics are going to be up for sale. So who knows when I'm going to get these up, and obviously this week, but if you don't see my announcement on my socials, then you're going to have to go over and just see what remains. I'll pull a few of these out. This is 32 count Lugana First Frost, and you can see the pink, slight pink modeling. Now this would be a good fabric for that heart one that I showed. We're just gonna pull randomly. Smack the jellyfish. My Ada lovers, I got you. My girl got you. Smack the jellyfish. How freaking amazing is this? Right? Absolutely fantastic. I think I also grabbed a couple of the ones are also, I grabbed a few opalescent ones. Here's Ada 16 count. This is Harvest Moon. So great for your Halloween. Little very light orange in there, modeling. Let's see. I know I grabbed 36s. So here's this one. This one is called Ice Out. Gorgeous. This is called Dusk. Just trying to show you some of the modeling. Here is Lure, 32 Lugana. This great, like, kind of terracotta fabulousness. Summer's End 25. So this is the piece that was dyed for the Summer's End retreat in 2025. But at the end, Val had a table of discounted fabrics, and I don't know, I wasn't over there right when people started like going over there, so I wasn't sure how many were put on the table. It was a good amount, what I could see, like when I first saw. Here's the Summer's End in Ada, 16 count. So when I was picking fabric to bring back for you guys, I was like, I'll take all that on the table. Here's Hazy Shade of Winter. Is that what it says? Lazy or hazy or I think it's Hazy Shade of Winter. Your Ada. Oh, this was gorgeous. Light Tropic Waters. Let me find a... This one doesn't have a color. I'm gonna have to contact Val. Be like, what do I name this? Because it's gorgeous. You get your greens. And here's On the Shamrocks. Another Ada. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's an Emerald Isle, and this is opalescent. If you're unaware of what opalescent means, it means that within the fibers of the fabric, there's also a strand of thread, and it is shiny. So where you see all those little things, when you see it in person, it gives like this like shimmery effect. That is what opalescent is. Let me see what else I got. Is this a 30? Another 28. Ice Out. I got multiples. Vixen. That's fantastic. So, good variety. No 40 counts. And I tried to get a little bit of all the Adas, the 14, 16, 18. And then I grabbed 28, 32, and 36s. So I will have the tab up at the very top of 1884. where you will see it. So on the main menu up along the top of my website, you'll see the About, Contact, Finished Pieces, Bygone Stitches. You're going to see the tab up there for Live and Die LA. So all the fabric and threads, I'll show you some of the threads, will be on one dedicated page. Will not be under the fabrics page, and the threads will not be under the threads and more threads page. So the threads we got here, I did a combination of 25 yards and 10 yards. Felt so nice. You like grouped bag them. Girl, you didn't have to do that. You could just throw all their asses together. Here is Envy. Slightly lighter is I am Groon. We have the Sandman, and then, you know, that Betsy Ross fabric I showed you, she even did threads with those same colors. So some of these threads, I did not pick all the fabric names. I did not also purchase the same fabric name in the thread. So Aurora Borealis, here's the ice one, here's Autumn Splendor, and here is Winter Berries and Mad Hatter. So absolutely fantastic. So these will, the fabric and threads will all be under the one Live and Die LA page. So hopefully if you are seeing this and did not see any of my socials of saying, hey, fabric is alive, threads are live, go, you can head on over and snag something that you like. I put a thread's length into Mermaid's Folly this morning. I had intentions of waking up early and getting a start on filling orders and all of that fun stuff, but my ass was apparently tired and I did not get up until 9:45. So, but I've been working since. So, Mermaid's Folly, In the Hoop, and I will be working on Mermaid's Folly for the next couple days. It's downstairs. I would get up, but again, not wearing pants. You guys would clearly get a show. So tomorrow I will be able to show you my progress on that. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. All right, side mission. Have you guys ever been to Tesco's? It's like this Asian market. It's like Tesco, T-E-S-O, all Asian based. They have like the blind boxes in the food section, and here are like Lay's chips, like Pringles, all in, I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese, some Asian writing with all the funky flavors. Anyway, thought I'd come in here because next door is a Daiso, which I've been in before a number of years back in San Francisco, and found some unhinged stuff. So as I was out doing a post office drop off, I thought I'd come in here. So I'm down this, like, here, we're gonna switch, guys. So I'm gonna back it up. So look, all like the sake sets, these like mugs. So like here's like catfish. This one's 50 off. It must be this one specifically. But how freaking cute. The little catfish, 16 bucks. Spoon, everything. And then look at all like the bowls. Dishes, buy 4 dishes, get 1 free. Look how, like, how gorgeous are these? 5 bucks. These ones have like a freaking handle. These are only 4. Nice day. It has like little cats on it. The big tray is only $6.49. Look at that stuff, $5.99. Here's, but like, how freaking cute. I don't know who this girl is, if she's like a character. But look at her. The bowls, and they're heavy. The bowls are $2.99. Look at the little strawberries. Those are $3.99. Serving dishes, 8 bucks. More mugs. This little cat. This is $10. Hello, rabbit. I'm glad to share with you. Always together. Passion fruit. Happy moment. These little bunny ones. Okay, next aisle. Now it's like stationery, erasers, Hello Kitty, Kuromi. I don't do any of Hello Kitty stuff. But I don't know, I feel like Kuromi is kind of my vibe. So yeah, so didn't know. So I'm gonna look and see what kind of cute things I can find, but wanted to show this to you guys. Pencil cases, weird pencil cases, stickers, Sanrio. Here's like washi tape. So I'll report back if I pick up anything. Okay, I'm in Daiso again. All of the Sanrio characters, and then they have like beauty stuff, house stuff, mats. Here, I'll show you. So as you can see, they have like mats and those like things that snap together. All kinds of bins. They have a ton of like Disney stuff. Blankets with cats on them. And like, here are how the prices work. So you definitely have to look at like hair ties, hair stuff, or like, but so I'm gonna see what we got here. They have frames. Hands are here. They have stands, wooden shelves, frames. So here's just canvases. So yeah, I'm gonna look around and see what else I can find. But yeah, Daiso. So here's like their whole craft. So they have like yarn and like little accessory buttons. They have like the D rings, a doll body, little decorative balls. Here's like thread, and then here's like all the sewing. So they have all needles, safety pins, and then they have like Some patches.
Thank you for shopping at Daiso today. With some exceptions, items without prices
I guess for 11 finger sack. Cloth cut crepe style, so I don't know if that's like printed cut cloth. And then here's like maybe for patches. Here's some iron on ribbon, glue sticks. They even have embroidery hoops, felt, needle felting starter, more felt. Cutest little jewelry, well, they call them jewelry parts. Beads. Gummy bears. Rhinestones. They have foam, like foam bricks. Rolls, I'm not sure if it's like construction paper or adhesive paper, I'm not sure. 3M film. Here's like stamps. Here's some papers. They have notebooks galore in another section. Here's like painting, canvases, paints, brushes. Here's like construction paper. And then like office supplies, paper clips, staplers, magnets, sticker dots, labels, magnetic clips, rubber bands, envelopes, other size envelopes. Here are like those hard cased or hard, like the clipboards. Here are whiteboard stuff. Whole section of binders. Oh my god, they had a whole section in the back of like plastic bins. Oh, went crazy. And then they have the snack section. Nothing I would eat. Vegetarian, but even if I wasn't vegetarian, yeah, no. I would not be trying any of those snacks. Okay, back. Show you guys what I got. Talk about Daiso. The stuff in there. And if you need anything, they got it. And if you didn't think that you would need it, they got it. And if you thought that that's not a thing, it is. Because it's weird and it's there. Alright, so the first place that Tesso Life is what it is called. You guys have probably been yelling at me. So, I needed a new pair of, like, whatever scissors here in my office. So, pair of scissors. These were $2.99. And then I used bar soap in the shower, and the ledge kind of gets funky and like soap build up, and then it's John cleans the showers. I know, I'm so lucky. It's like just more difficult for him to scrub off. So I remembered that he's like, we should get a soap dish. So it like drains off and it's got suctions. So this was $1.99. So got those. Then went next door to Daiso and then get a little TMI. Here in Arizona already, I wouldn't say I have dry skin, but during the summer it gets dry and my heels do get cracked, and it's like I have like the pumice stone, but I feel like you kind of need something better. So what I loved about this, I can go to town and make Parmesan cheese, or this is what I kind of really bought it for. It has this super heavy duty black scrub file on the back. But then I saw this one as well, so I bought those. How much were those? $2.25 and $4.50. Then there was this, you guys remember LA Colors? I loved this, so I picked this up. This was $2. John needs a calendar. I need a calendar because what I do on the calendar is write down retreats I'm going to, if Joe's going to be out of town, just whatever yearly reminders. For example, you know, I can't ever, you know, remember how old my kids are. So even on my calendar for December, I put Callaway for his birthday and 15 because he turned 15. So, you know, it's stuff like that. So I needed a new calendar for the year. So these are the ones that I got. Good enough, small enough space to write whatever. And love that they're spiral bound. And those were $2.25, but since I bought one, I got one free. So yes. Then there were these baskets. And again, the stuff says like, so like this clearly has a price on it, right? So then you look on the paper I showed you with all the lists and you figure out where the price is. But then there's some stuff that doesn't have prices on. So then it just shows that those are $2. Actually, these were $2.25. So maybe there was a price somewhere and I just don't see it. Who knows? But they're freaking like, they're not lace, but you know, like doily looking. They had them in this like soft pinky flesh tone color or white, but I loved them in this so much better. A 2-pack. I wanted to separate and show you guys. But so freaking cute. What am I going to use for? No idea. No idea, but how friggin' adorable. And they're like really good quality. Like the plastic is like really thick. So I love this. So freaking cute. Daiso for the win. Oh my god. The containers and like all of the organization drawers and baskets. Wire basket. Do you want them see-through plastic? We have those. Oh, yeah. Talk about organization heaven. All kinds of pens and stationery stuff. I know that they have a website. So go on Daiso.com and you can kind of get an idea of what they have. I don't know how many stores are like around the country, but if you have one around you, I think it's definitely worth the trek, or if you just happen to be in the area. I remember when I was in San Francisco a few years back with Arlene and went in there with her, and it was hilarious, some of the stuff that they had in there. And it's like the wording and how it's, you know, translated from Japanese, Chinese to English. And so it's not the perfect translation, or it's like very literal. I'm looking to see if there's anything funny like on this double-sided heel file. Check the file on the opposite side through the rear window. Pumice. Photograph is for illustrative purposes only. For foot care at home. Stainless steel is not rust-proof material. Rust may occur over time and depending on usage conditions. Okay. But yeah, alrighty. That's it. That was what I got. I'll show you guys Mermaid's Folly in the next clip. Morning, happy Thursday. Downstairs in my stitching area. About to do some stitching before I go upstairs and work in my office. Let's see, this morning I will be meeting my group of stitching friends, and then at 3:45, about 20 minutes away from here, well, 30 today, 20 tomorrow, Cal is having a baseball game at one of the high schools, so I'll just be able to go straight to the high school and watch him play. And I know I need to dress accordingly because it is warm out. It is summer here, and that means if you sit outside and you're wearing a t-shirt and you don't want tan marks, then make sure you wear a tank top or something else. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be stitching on Mermaid's Folly. Let me turn you guys over. All right, so Mermaid's Folly, Courtney collection. This is a big old thick chart, but why? It is because you get all 5 charts. You can do the whole thing, the creepy guy, the mermaid, and the dragon, or you can do individual. So I am doing the old man and the mermaid. And here is where I am at. So there it is, all that greatness. John stitched in her nipples. Yes, I let John do stitches on my pieces, but if you see, it's all 10 stitch. It's all half stitches. And I'm going to have to go back and look and see what this fabric is because I cannot remember. But as you can see, I have rounded the corner of the piece. So I am on my final stretch. It is 3 by 4 pages. So I have already, as you can see, rounded and have come down. So I am on the last 4 pages. And yeah, I can't freaking wait. So, thread, what am I using? I am using Cottage Garden Threads ink. It is this fabulous variegated blue, 1 strand over 2, 10 stitch. And this is my second skein of it. So I used 1 full one already, and then this is a number 2, and I think I'll have plenty. I believe I have a 3rd one. Actually, I do. I know I have a 3rd one because I was definitely making sure that I was going to have enough. So I'm going to sit here and put some, I was going to say stitches in. Half stitches in. Cat hair. Nerwin's not even here. My needle minder is one of those pressed pennies from Universal Studios in Florida. I wanted the Jaws one. So yeah. It's been a few days. Happy Sunday. Oh my God, you put your hair up and you get all those little bumps. It is Sunday. It's just gonna stay. Today's Sunday. Gorgeous out. Been a little busy the last few days. Biggest change, biggest update. Yeah, John has shingles across his face. Who knew that it is not an old person disease? No offense to old people that want to classify themselves as old people. You just think that shingles is for older individuals and not a 36-year-old. But apparently younger people are seeing shingles nowadays. Who knows why? So, I got a handsome boyfriend with shingles on his face. So we've been making all of the shingle jokes. I diagnosed him with shingles, and then the next day we went, and sure enough, yep. I was like, that looks like shingles, your symptoms. So, if you've ever had shingles, his first set of clusters started right on the top of his head on the right side, and holy moly, do they look gnarly. And then he has some on his temple, luckily in his hairline, but it is coming down his forehead. He has a cluster right by his eyebrow, and then this morning I noticed a red mark under his eyebrow. So probably going to take off work tomorrow, and we will go to either the VA. He was in the service, so lucky him, he gets free medical care. Or we're going to go to a VA-approved optometrist, because they said if it is starting to get towards his eye, go ASAP, because it can, very few cases, it can make you go blind if it gets in around your eyeball. So, yeah, in the evening, it definitely is worse. He feels a lot more uncomfortable, and his lymph nodes on the back of his neck are insanely swollen. So laying on a pillow, he is in a ton of discomfort. So just trying different things. Last night we seemed to find a cure, which was this super soft blanket that we kind of just ball up, and his head can kind of form how it wants to, whereas a pillow is a little more structured, and just that slightest touch just kills the lymph nodes on the back. So Saturday morning, so yesterday morning, we went to urgent care right when they opened, gave him antivirals. So we've just been keeping up on those, and ibuprofen, and maybe a couple other things to help him along. So, yeah. But yeah, we weren't even home yet, and he was singing, like, Beyonce's song, All the Single Ladies. Now it's All the Shingle Ladies, and he's doing the whole hand dance and everything. So, yeah, anytime we can put the word shingle into a sentence, we will, or making references to shingles, we are. And then early on yesterday, he was like, it's too soon for the shingle talk. And I was like, it's never too soon for shingle talk. So he's chilling out downstairs. I thought I would record and get this whole vlog videos together, but also show you what I've been up to. So yesterday spent a little bit up here in my office. I had brought back what I didn't sell at the retreat last weekend, and it was a mess. So I cleaned that up, so I have lots of room, and I'm so excited. And then I'll show you if you're like, hey, this looks new. Yes, it does. So we'll talk about that. But let's talk stitching first. All right, so Mermaid's Folly. If you remember, John spun the wheel 3 times before I left for the retreat. And the third whip that was landed on was Mermaid's Folly. So yesterday I said, well, I've worked on this like 2 days. Let's spin and pick something new. Spun, it landed on Mermaid's Folly again, and he said that if he spins it again and it lands on Mermaid's Folly again, then I have to do it. Yeah, he spun it and it landed on Mermaid's Folly, and he told me, get your ass to work. So I said, fine, I'm going to work on it until I get a page finished. And he's like, fine. So I was able to finish that whole page, which I am thrilled about. So I took it out of the hoop, and here we go. And I am loving it. And John says that he is the guy that's creeping on me, who is topless. And I said, yep. So I freaking love this piece. So that's all that is left. 3 pages, which I'm thinking, yeah, it's like 2 full, and then it's just like a little section. So let's call it 2.5 pages left. But absolutely amazing. I'm stitching this with Cottage Garden threads in ink, and I love the, you know, neutral background, and then when you do look up close, you can see that there is variegation. So I'm gonna leave that out to take a photo. But yeah, thrilled with how this is coming out, and this will for sure be a finish this year. I will have to go back and see when I started it. I am not sure. If you've never seen the chart, Courtney Collection, Mermaid's Folly, and I'm cutting it down. So if you do the full chart, creepy guy, mermaid, and the dragon, they call it the old man, but I think he's like creepy. And it's a thick chart because you get all 5 different charts. Yeah. All right, so Mermaid is going away. I just came from downstairs and I said, okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel for my next project. And he's like, okay. And I said, can I spin it? And he said, fuck no, you can't spin it. And how he said it was so like serious, and like I insulted him. Like I completely insulted him by even asking. It was so hilarious. I like was dying laughing, and then he started laughing too. It's like stupid question. I said, too bad I didn't record that because my viewers would have loved that. And then he thought that was funny. So what came up? Seashells. I am stitching this for a friend's daughter who is getting married in May in Clearwater, Florida, which we will be traveling to for the wedding. So yeah, it is a beach wedding. Of course, they love the ocean. And so I am doing this on 36 count vintage purled barley. And I have one of the seashells complete, starting of the other one. But I really like sort of like the cream on cream. And then for the letter, the last name, little squares here, one of their colors is like lavender or lilac. So 510, 210. 210 is the other, will be what I will be stitching it. So yeah, love that I can get back to this. So I will work on this for a couple days. All right, so that goes downstairs. All right, let's see. I got a stash the other day in the mail. Absolutely gorgeous. So keep an eye. Hands-on design, full kit. Brenda Gervais, PA Dutch tomato pin keep kit. Heartstring, Americana Mamas, full kit. That's what that looks like. A Teresa Kogut kit. Here is a needlework press kit. I won't show them all. And then, I've never stitched on Seraphim fabric, but holy moly. And they're 36 count, which are totally my thing. I'm going to have to go through these and figure out other stack of fabric and some other charts. So be on the lookout for those. Oh, so let's see. Remember 1884 Stitchery Las Vegas retreat in October. Spots are still available. For all the information, Facebook, type in Stitch Shenanigans and you can go and join the page for all the info. Remember all that fabric I showed you from Live and Dye LA? All of the fabric is up. All the threads are up. Go to the top of 1884 Stitchery and you will see the page that says Live and Dye LA. And click on there and everything that I have available is posted there. All the fabrics, gorgeous collection. So out of all of those fabrics, I kept one. There's the two that I bought for my personal stash, but I decided to keep this one for myself. So this is 12 days, number 3. It's an 1/8. It's linen. It's 36 count. I don't have any blue 36 count fabric, so I'm keeping this one, and everything else is for you guys. Everything else is for you. Off the freebie table at the retreat, because I was taking some stuff for other friends to pass out along the room, like, hey, I know you like blah blah blah, did you see this on the freebie table? And then I saw this Teresa Kogut. I've never stitched a Teresa Kogut. Very heavily, like a lot of stitching, dense stitching. I will not stitch the whole thing. However, I freaking loved, so this was her Patreon October 23 for tier 3 and 4. So don't know if you can get this only through her Patreon or what, but I love this little angel in the flowers. So I think what I'm going to stitch is like this, like, and then figure out where I want like the flower to like be cut off. But I thought maybe like something like that, just something small and cute. So yeah, that is Mary Dodd. If you are looking for the full thing, Teresa Kogut. So somebody printed it off, color chart version, and then the black and white. So yeah, throwing that. Also on the freebie table, this was so interesting. Emma, was it you and me, Emma? I think it was. So Scoville Dritz, It's from Knits and Bolts out of Romeo, Michigan. Luxury needlepoint, exquisitely handmade in British Crown colony of Hong Kong. But apparently which way did we decide? It was this way. Apparently it comes like it's all stitched, right? And then you just are filling in this like background with whatever like half stitch. But I also feel like, isn't that the whole point for like needlepoint, is to do this section? So it's hard to believe that this is like stitched by someone and then this is sold and it was $7. Let me know if I'm wrong. I just think that like if I was going to stitch this and I stitched like this fruit, I would take this off, but it's still on. And the other one was the same. So I thought it was really pretty. I won't fill in the background. I think I'm just going to leave it and then find like a little frame to perfectly frame it up. I think would be like really cute. So I snagged that off the table. Let's see what else. I'm going to put these up for sale. So you can go over to 1884 Stitchery and these will be up for purchase. Yeah, because I don't think these, let me do a little quick search to see if I have these up now. Be Mine. No, Be Mine is up. Okay. So Be My Wabbit is up. This is from Sheepish Designs. These cute little heart pillows. There's a whole collection series of them. Super, super cute. I Love You. This is already up and available. Also Sheepish Designs. But new coming right now because it's market weekend. So I'm going to put out new charts as well. And guess what? They're PDF downloadable, so you don't need to wait. If you want them right now, you can stitch them. Guide to Me, Sheepish Designs. I've been busting out a ton of these lately. Sheepish Designs, so Guide to Me. I love, like how I've said before, that these branches go past the framework here. Love it on the purple. DMC. Let's see. I printed off a handful of them, of all these designs, and took them with me to California as sort of first come purchasing for those at the retreat. Threads of Gold, The Gift is Small, absolutely fantastic. Love the border, so colorful. Love the little swans. Do your own colors, whatever you would love. This is a combination of DMC and Gast. So yeah, I have all these to put up today, which takes kind of a hot second. Another one from Sheepish Designs is Temptation. Cute little Adam and Eve. Love the snake. Perfect time. Perfect for Easter. This is Easter Wabbit. So again, one of those heart-shaped finishes if you so choose to. And 7 DMC for that. That is Sheepish Designs. that darn parrot. And here you go. And what is fabulous, so you get the chart here, but then you also get the chart for the scissor fob. And what is fantastic about this, when you turn it around, the bird is looking in the opposite direction. So it's not the same chart stitched twice. It's actually reversed. But yeah, really cute, fun. And I think this would look cute and like a really, like you stitch it small and then you frame it up in like some ornate gold frame. Let's see. And then I think this is the last one. Yeah, so all these will be available right now. This is Hey Y'all. Love the border with the little pop of blue, and they're like cute little ribbons, little rose border, the house with all the animals in the front, and then a guy driving his carriage with the horse, the little lady in the doorway. But yeah, sheepish designs. Hey y'all. So those are be up today, so they are available right now for purchase. PDF paper copy only at 1884 Stitchery. When you go to my website and you see the 11 companies listed at the top, those are companies that I own. I own the copyright, and therefore I own all of the designs within that portfolio of companies. So I am working on getting all of those charts within those companies recharted, larger symbols, clear symbols, and then I can also make them PDF available. So, and those charts are only sold through me. I do not wholesale. So yeah, go check the new charts out and pick one up. Have a lot of great ones coming down the line. This one I need to finish up that I think is perfect for spring. Those blooming flowers. This is also a Sheepish Designs piece, and I think really, really beautiful. So let's see, what else do I have? I've uploaded not only 1884 new releases inventory, but also inventory from stashes. So I have a lot collected. So stay tuned and be checking in daily because I try to upload new inventory daily. All right, so let's talk about what we have right here. So next to my window, I had John put up the wicker shelf that I was able to score across the street at the garage sale like a week or two back for $3. So got that up, cleaned it up, love it, and I have a little bit of everything. Picture of me and my dad, and I guess I could just turn it around. I'm always afraid like if I turn the camera it's gonna pause filming, but no. Real human skull, real human spine. 1884. This is my grandpa's actual signature, which is then put onto my arm. And it was the year my grandfather's mom was born in Italy. Coming down here, this was purchased in Costa Rica at a market, and there was somebody there doing like needlepoint and stuff like that. So I bought actually 2 of her pieces. This is an old chart out of production, out of print. The Haberdashery, I believe, is the company name. And they have like Voodoo Boy and Voodoo Girl. But I came across that one. Picture of my dad and I on my wedding day. Yep. And fun fact, I was 8 months pregnant there. Yep, you wouldn't think. My vintage girl head. This was in a deceased stitcher stash. Beadwork. Gosh, I forget the name of this chart, but it used to be in a spoon rest, and I popped it out, but I still love it. So that is there. Picture of John and me, my old IUD. Yes, I kept it. This vintage pin cushion that opens up with the original stones and faux pearls with this velvet top. And then this is a antique grave marker that I purchased in Florida. Don't know who the guy is, but he lives with me now. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go back on my Zoom. So remember I told you guys I just did not like how the whole wall setup looked. So this is what I am much happier with. So had John screw in another shelf and was able to then also hang these 3 pieces along the side that I have finished. If you like this, this is Helene Swanson. This is a 1884 Stitchery exclusive, absolutely gorgeous, fantastic. I can't believe I stitched that. Oh, so good. Abigail Brown. I believe this is a Scarlet Letter chart. This was in a Stitcher stash a couple years ago, and I just had to do a little bit of the stitching to finish up. Got it framed. Not Forgotten Farm. No. Samplers Not Remembered. Autumn 1831. Here's that Spanish sampler. And this is a stitched model of Margaret Jackson. This is a Threads of Gold piece. I have not re-released yet. And there's my grandpa, whose mom was born in 1884. And this is a few lines of a song. I forget exactly who. Waylon Jennings and somebody else. Country song. That was sort of my grandparents' song while they were still alive. So after my grandpa died, I stitched out 4 lines of it. This was a photo of my grandpa that I took years ago, and printed out a copy and framed it up and gave that to my grandma, actually. So after my grandma died, I got it back, and this is where it lands. This is where it is now. So I still have this piece here, which is fine for the moment. This is all stash I need to upload. So I'm fine with this now. These pieces I need to put up for sale. But yeah, so all kinds of goodness. Let's see, that is it. I will check in with you guys tomorrow and let you know where I'm at and what I have accomplished on my seashells piece. Things that I have coming up this week, not really sure. I know this is the last full week before the boys have spring break. And not sure if John's going to try to work from home as many days as possible this week because of his leprosy. That's what I call it. Just the discomfort of, if you've ever had shingles or known someone that has had shingles, it's definitely not pleasant. But he's actually happy, as bad as it sounds, for it to be on his face and in his scalp, rather it not be like under his armpit or along his ribs. So shingles actually will follow a nerve path. So earlier in the week, Tuesday, he was having really bad jaw pain, and then it was shooting up to his head, to his eye, to his jaw, he had a sore throat. And then we thought maybe he was just getting sick, but it was weird with the zapping. And then when he got that rash thing started on his head, I was like, I'm no doctor, but I'm going with shingles. I win. So I should have put money on it. But yeah, I will check in with you guys and come back to you tomorrow with a new set of videos. Thank you guys for watching.